Hello and welcome to Crossfire, the show that dives into the heart of global conflicts, where nations collide, alliances shift, and lives hang in the balance. On tonight's show, we'll tell you how Hama, a city scarred by history, now becomes a pivotal battleground as Syrian rebel forces seize control, shaking the foundations of Assad's regime. Also on the show, we'll tell you about Israel's new psychological warfare in Gaza by using haunting sounds to attract Palestinians into open areas where they become targets. Stay tuned as we break down these critical developments and explore their impact on the future of global power and security. Hama, a city scarred by the brutal 1982 massacre, has once again become the center of global attention. But this time it's not for its tragic past, but for its strategic capture by Syrian rebel forces. Now, could this be a turning point in Syria's civil war? Find out in our next report. Hama is a city that has become synonymous with one of the darkest chapters in modern Arab history. It was the site of a government-led massacre in 1982. Over a month-long siege, between 10 to 40,000 people were killed or disappeared under orders from the then President Hafez Assad. His brother Rifat Assad earned the grim title of Butcher of Hama for leading the assault. Fast forward to 2024, and Hama's name is once again resonating globally. Not for the devastation it endured, but for its strategic capture by opposition forces. Syrian rebel forces have captured the city of Hama, marking a significant shift in the ongoing conflict. Now the takeover comes just days after rebels seized Aleppo, raising questions about the future of President Bashar al-Assad's regime. Hama, located 110 kilometers south of Aleppo, has a population of around 1 million and holds both symbolic and strategic significance in Syria. The city has been under government control since the civil war began in 2011, but recent clashes have changed that narrative. Led by the Islamist group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham or HTS, opposition fighters launched a swift offensive against government forces. And after intense overnight battles, they stormed Hama from multiple locations. The rebel leader soon declared victory and assured local residents that there would be no retribution for past grievances. So as the Syrian army withdrew from Hama to preserve civilian lives, many are questioning whether this is a tactical retreat or a sign of deeper troubles within Assad's forces. The military decision to redeploy has sparked fears among minority communities in Hama about potential reprisals from rebel factions. Reports indicate a mass exodus of Alawite families fleeing towards safer areas along Syria's Mediterranean coast. The fear is in the air, as many anticipate that what happened in Hama could soon occur in other cities as well. What makes this takeover even more critical is Hama's strategic importance. The city links Syria's north to the east and the coastal regions. It is also a key junction for reaching Damascus, the Assad regime's power center. Now, the fall of Hama is not just a military defeat for Assad, it's a psychological blow as well. The city has a dark history tied to brutal crackdowns on dissent, as it was here that thousands perished during the 1982 massacre ordered by Hafez al-Assad. For many, this victory symbolizes a long-awaited reckoning. The rebels' success here could embolden further uprisings across Syria. The rebels have now set their eyes on Homs, another central city just 40 kilometers south of Hama. This is very important for Syria as it houses one of Syria's two state-run oil refineries and acts as a gateway to Damascus and the coastal strongholds of the Assad regime. If the city falls, the rebels could impact critical supply lines between Damascus and the coast, isolating Assad's power base. So as the conflict enters this critical phase, the question remains, will the fall of Hama mark the beginning of a broader shift in Syria's civil war? For now, all eyes are now on Homs and Damascus. The recent earthquakes in Iran have sparked a series of speculations. Is this seismic activity natural or a deliberate signal from Tehran. As tensions with Israel escalate and fears of a nuclear-armed Iran grow, what's the truth behind these quakes? Find out in our next report. A series of recent earthquakes in Iran has ignited a wave of speculation and concern. The 4.6 magnitude tremor struck near Semnan province, a region known for its proximity to nuclear facilities, on October 5th. On December 5th, 2024, a 5.6 magnitude earthquake struck half-scale in Iran's western Khuzestan province, occurring at a depth of 10 kilometers early in the morning. This seismic event was followed by two significant aftershocks, measuring 4.9 and 5.0, which also shook the region. These series of seismic activities are raising alarm both locally and internationally. The earthquake's shallow depth of just 10 kilometers has led to intense scrutiny. Experts have pointed out that such depths are unusual for natural seismic events, sparking questions about whether the tremor was caused by geological activity or something far more concerning, a covert nuclear test. Social media has been flooded with theories. Many users believe that this could be a secret underground nuclear explosion designed to avoid releasing radiation into the atmosphere. One user speculated that this event aligns with signs often associated with controlled detonations. Now, the timing of the earthquake has only added to these speculations. Tensions between Iran and Israel have reached a boiling point, especially following recent seismic activity in Iran. Now, this has sparked speculation about potential underground nuclear tests. Experts suggest that these earthquakes may serve as a strategic message from Tehran, indicating its advancing military capabilities amid escalating hostilities. Historically, underground nuclear tests have been known to trigger seismic events, a phenomena often observed in North Korea. Comparisons are already being drawn between the recent earthquakes in Iran and similar incidents linked to nuclear detonations. The shallow depth of these quakes has raised eyebrows, leading many to question whether they were natural occurrences or intentional signals from the Iranian government. Now, despite Iranian officials' denial of any nuclear testing activities, the lack of transparency surrounding the nation's nuclear program continues to fuel suspicion. Experts have long discussed the possibility of undeclared underground facilities within Iran, and such conjectures gain traction with every incident like this. Now, the Iranian regime's history of secrecy regarding its nuclear ambitions only adds to this uncertainty. For years, Western nations have accused Iran of pursuing military nuclear capabilities. Recent reports suggest that Tehran may be closer than ever to developing a functional nuclear weapon. Now, this looming threat complicates an already tense geopolitical landscape as fears grow about the potential for a nuclear-armed Iran. Israel remains on high alert and has consistently threatened military action against Iranian nuclear sites. And the latest seismic events could further escalate an already volatile situation in the region, prompting Israel to even consider preemptive strikes against perceived threats. So, as the world watches these developments unfold, experts are calling for increased monitoring and verification of Iran's nuclear activities. Whether these earthquakes were simply acts of nature or deliberate signals from Tehran carries significant implications for regional stability and security. Now, the origins of the earthquakes remain unconfirmed, but the global community's concerns underscore a broader issue: nuclear proliferation in West Asia. So, with tensions at an all-time high, the stakes could not be higher for all parties involved. And the potential for miscalculation or misunderstanding in such a charged environment poses risks that extend far beyond Iran's border, affecting global security and dynamics as well. The conflict in Gaza is well into its second year with no end in sight, but it might finally see a pause with Egypt's new proposal. Now, is this the breakthrough that the region needs desperately, or just another fleeting chance at peace amidst a devastating crisis? Our next report unpacks this for you.
In a bid to halt the ongoing violence in Gaza, Egypt has proposed a new ceasefire deal aimed at pausing the hostilities and the release of hostages held by Hamas. The initiative could mark a turning point in this conflict. Here are the details. The Egyptian government has put forth a proposal that includes a 60-day truce between Israel and Hamas. During this period, both sides would enter negotiations to establish the terms of a prisoner exchange. According to Israeli media, if Hamas agrees to the deal, Israel is prepared to send a delegation to Cairo to finalize the agreement. Under the proposal, Israel would continue to maintain its military presence in Gaza throughout the truce period. The deal also outlines provisions for reopening the Rafah border crossing into Gaza, a critical lifeline for humanitarian aid. However, this arrangement comes with conditions. The crossing would be managed by the Palestinian Authority under European supervision, and Hamas would be required to withdraw from the area entirely. This proposed deal comes amid a dire humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Ongoing military actions have devastated the region, leaving tens of thousands dead and displacing countless more. Since the escalation of the conflict following a Hamas attack in October 2023, the toll has been staggering. Over 44,500 people have reportedly lost their lives in Gaza, with many more injured or left homeless. The international community has expressed growing outrage over the situation. Israel's military operations have drawn widespread condemnation, with accusations of war crimes intensifying. The United Nations and numerous human rights organizations have called for immediate de-escalation to prevent further civilian casualties. Despite several mediation attempts by the United States, Qatar and Egypt in recent months, previous efforts have failed. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has consistently refused to halt military operations, citing security concerns and the need to dismantle Hamas's military infrastructure. Analysts suggest that shifting regional dynamics and leadership changes may influence Hamas's stance on this latest proposal. So what makes this deal different from past efforts? Experts point to a growing urgency on both sides. Mounting pressure from the international community, combined with the escalating humanitarian crisis, has made it increasingly difficult for either party to ignore calls for a resolution. For Hamas, agreeing to the proposal could offer a chance to secure the release of prisoners held by Israel. For Israel, the deal provides an opportunity to negotiate the safe return of hostages held by Hamas. The reopening of the Rafah crossing is also seen as a crucial step towards alleviating the direct conditions in Gaza, allowing for much-needed humanitarian aid to reach the population. However, the situation remains tense. Both sides are preparing for various outcomes as they await responses from their respective leaderships. If successful, this ceasefire deal could pave the way for more stable conditions in Gaza and potentially set the stage for long-term peace discussions. As the world watches and waits, the stakes could not be higher. Will this initiative bring a much-needed respite to the region, or will it become yet another missed opportunity for peace?
Well, that's all we have for you in this edition of Crossfire. Stay tuned to India Today Global, where we simplify geopolitics for you.